Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Just look at all that great handheld action on screen right there. Only one of them works with Amiibo, though. Guess which one? It's the new Nintendo 3DS XL versus the PlayStation Vita. Welcome to the Classic Game Room competitive review of these two excellent handheld game systems. Which one is better? Can the answer be both? How about Sega Game Gear? That's always a good answer. It's the new 3DS XL. New. Uh-oh, alert the copyright police, there's journalism taking place here, as I'm working on a review of Hyrule Warriors for the new 3DS XL. Now by comparison, let's take a look at the Sony PlayStation Vita, which is this technical marvel released by Sony into a black hole. They probably spent $1 billion making it and $75 marketing it. Way to go. The fact is, traditional handheld game systems like these that play physical media and downloadable games with buttons and thumbsticks are sadly obsolete compared to phones and tablets and mobile gaming. Which of course distresses those of us who prefer buttons and thumbsticks, right? So you gotta respect the new 3DS XL and the Vita because they're like the end of an era. It started with the Game Boy and Walkman so many years before. Not that the Walkman played games, but if you got the yellow one, it was water resistant. When reviewing the 3DS and the Vita, in my opinion, it all comes down to the games. Because both game systems have tremendously different game libraries. The Vita, which is the better looking of the two and has always featured two thumbsticks, gives a greater selection of action racing and role-playing games. The new 3DS XL, on the other hand, features Nintendo's unique split-screen design, 3D graphics, and one of the largest game catalogs in existence. It's backwards compatible with the DS, which means you have an unlimited array of great games to play and complete shovelware. If you like Nintendo games and Nintendo characters, the choice is easy. I'll be reviewing the new 3DS XL, specifically in its own review, new. But it's the version that you see on screen here with some styling changes, the additional thumbstick, and increased horsepower to play Hyrule Warriors. A great game. As I'm recording this, the Vita and the new 3DS XL are about the same price, and reasonably affordable. Games also cost about the same amount for each. What I like about comparing the 3DS and the Vita is that they're both great game systems with their own unique personalities. Comparing the Vita and 3DS reminds me of comparing the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, both amazing game systems with character. But I know what some of you non-believers are thinking. Mark, isn't this just an excuse for you to shoot insects with space weapons while wearing a miniskirt? Yeah. The games look different, they sound different, just like the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. It's a fun competition to this day to talk about which style you like better, Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo. They look different, they sound different. They have completely different game catalogs. The same can be said for Vita and 3DS. One of them has Earth Defense Force 2 and Killzone, the other has Robot Flamethrower Kirby and the Dark Spire. It's kind of a tie. The Vita and 3DS both have versions of Senran Kagura. Sure, the Vita's looks better, but I can't say that the 3DS one is any less fun. They both got touchscreens, online, a shop where you can download games. They have more or less the same screen size, and they both fit into your pocket nicely. The 3DS has way more games, but the Vita has the option of buying the PlayStation TV, which means you can play a lot of the games on your TV with your PlayStation 3 or 4 controller. And that's a great feature. But then again, if you want to download anything for your Vita, you'll need to buy an insanely expensive proprietary Sony memory card. Maybe that's why Sony gave up on it after about 24 hours. But hold on now, you may be surprised to find out that when you buy a new 3DS XL, Nintendo is too cheap to even send along a wall charger. Probably because it violates their own absurd copyright policies. So, which is better? Well, until Nintendo and Sony find themselves in bed together, which would be a sight to behold, I'm still waiting for that Kratos versus Kirby crossover. I think it all depends on your taste in games. It's an absolute tie because they both got strengths and weaknesses. They're both great. Personally, I'm kind of a Vita fanboy. I like the PlayStation 4 remote play and the game selection better, and the PlayStation TV, but for so many other people, the 3DS is a way better option because of the game selection. There's just so many of them. And many of my absolute favorite games over the past couple of years have been 3DS and DS games. So I've managed to either offend nobody or everybody, because the 3DS, the new 3DS XL, and the PlayStation Vita are both definitely better than the Gamecom. One of them gives you a reason to shout EDF, the other has Tokyo Beatdown. That was a good game. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Steven Chucknick. From New Jersey. Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDF. Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, Captain Dauntless, Briar. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Senkbeil, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Fighters of the Future! That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud, and the party rocking for... Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.